Children, today let us learn about soil. Do you find soil everywhere? In your garden, on the roads, in your school, etc. So let us know the importance of this natural resource. It is the top covering of the earth's surface. Thickness of the soil is seldom more than 1 to 3 meters. Beyond this depth, rocks do not have the elements necessary for plants to grow. Soil provides organic and mineral material for the growth of plants, children. The importance of the soil lies in its fertility, children. So we all know that without soil, we cannot grow crops. And if there are no crops, we cannot get food. So soil is very, very important for the survival of human beings and animals. Soil formation and factors responsible for the soil formation. Now we are going to discuss, children. You know how soil is formed? Yeah, soil is formed when large rocks are broken down into finer particles due to weathering and erosion. Weathering we have already discussed. Erosion is done by running water, moving ice and wind does the erosion, children. Thus the process of soil formation is very slow, children. It takes thousands of years to form a very thin layer of soil. And in the soil we find decayed bodies of plants and animals called humus. And it adds fertility to the soil. So if the soil is fertile, we can grow good crops. The factors responsible for soil formation. Now we're going to discuss, children. First is the parent rock material. Yeah, depending upon the rock there, if it is a red rock, then the soil would be red soil. If the rock there is a black rock, then the soil formed there is a black soil, children. The soil is formed according to the parent rock material. And relief. Relief in the sense depending upon the land formed there. Climatic conditions. Yeah, the climatic conditions also helps in weathering of rocks and plant and animal activities like burrowing, and we have seen how the plants roots are penetrating deep into the rocks and helping in weathering, and human activities like deforestation, blasting of hills, and then for quarrying, etc. Human activities also help in this formation of soil. And time, yeah, time is very, very important, children. Just now we discussed it takes thousands of years to form a very thin layer of soil. So with this, it's very clear that soil is very, very important. Now let's learn soil profile. What is soil profile? A vertical section of soil from the surface to the parent rock is called the soil profile. The process of soil formation gives rise to four well-marked horizontal layers in the soil profile. These horizontal layers are called soil horizons. The soil horizons are usually named as A, B, C and D from the uppermost layer of the soil to the parent rock below. Observe the picture, children. The first pic shows you regolith, where the soil is not completely formed, it's full of rocks. The second pic shows you immature soil, where you have some soil and rocks. It's not completely formed soil. And the third pic shows you the matured soil, where you have good amount of soil, where it is good for the plants to grow. In this, you have different horizons, that is horizon A, horizon B, horizon C, and horizon D. And we are going to discuss about them in detail now. Horizon A. Horizon A is also called as the topsoil, children. It is the uppermost layer. It contains soluble minerals and organic material from decayed bodies of plants, which we have discussed as humus. These are needed for the growth of plants. Leaching is common in this layer. What is meant by leaching, children? Washing away of topsoil is called leaching. Horizon B. Horizon B is also called as subsoil, lies below horizon A. In this layer, sand, silt and clay are found, children. This layer has more mineral content than horizon A, but has very limited organic matter. Horizons A and B together form the true soil, which is good for the plants to grow. Horizon C. Yeah, horizon C lies below horizon B. This layer has small fragments of rocks. The true soil develops from these rock fragments. The rocks in this horizon are not affected by biological processes. Horizon D. Horizon D is the lowermost layer. It lies below horizon C. This layer has unbroken solid rocks or the parent rocks, children. Very clearly you can see in the picture above. Soil erosion. The removal of topsoil is known as soil erosion. Soil erosion loses its fertility due to erosion. Did you observe your school ground, children, after rainy season? Yeah, you can see the top layer is washed away and you can see small pebbles in the ground. This is done because of the rainwater. It carries the soil along with it and the erosion is done. Different physical and cultural factors are responsible for soil erosion, children. The physical factors include the slope of the land, intensity of rainfall, and the velocity of wind. The cultural factors that include for soil erosion are deforestation, overutilization of land, overgrazing by animals, and adoption of unscientific farming methods. Before we get to know about the next topic, children, please watch this video to understand more about soil erosion.
Soil erosion. Can you explain what is soil erosion? Well, soil erosion is a process of removal of the top layer of the soil. But what causes soil erosion? Basically, it is caused by the action of wind, water, and ice. These are the agents of soil erosion. Apart from natural agents, human activities like cutting down the trees also causes soil erosion. But how? Plant roots bind the soil in place and prevent it from being washed away. So, if there will be no trees, floods will occur which will leach the soil nutrients and eventually the land will become barren, which cannot be used for vegetation. Therefore, more trees should be planted in order to prevent soil erosion.
Soil conservation. What is meant by soil conservation, children? Protecting the soil from not getting eroded or carried away by other agents. If the soil cover is removed, our planet would become a barren and lifeless as the moon, children. So therefore, it is necessary to conserve soil or protect soil from getting eroded. Soil conservation include all those measures which can protect the soil from erosion and fertility exhaustion. Some of the methods adopted for the soil conservation are afforestation, growing of trees, checking of overgrazing of animals, crop rotation. What is meant by crop rotation, children? Growing of different crops in different seasons on a particular plot of land to avoid exhaustion of soil fertility. Next one is counter plowing. Cutting farm beds across the hill slopes following the contours of land is called counter plowing, children. And finally, terrace farming is the best method for soil conservation. Now watch this video to understand what is soil conservation and the different methods to conserve soil, children.
Soil erosion is a major environmental problem. It has affected all over the world, from forests to deserts. Thus, it's the need of the hour to conserve the soil by preventing the soil erosion. There are many ways of preventing soil erosion. One of the most common ways is to grow more and more trees. The roots of trees hold the soil firmly and do not allow it to wash away easily. Trees planted across the wind direction protect soil against the high velocity winds. Controlling overgrazing of the land by animals also controls the soil erosion. Building dams control soil loss. Some modern techniques of farming need to be practiced. For example, different types of crops should be grown at different times on the same land. Different types of crops should be grown in the alternate rows in the same land. These practices control the loss of soil and increase the fertility of soil. Remember, friends, soil is a precious natural resource and it is our duty to conserve it for keeping the environment healthy.
On hilly areas, we should follow the method of strip cropping to raise the crops. In strip cropping, we make strips or bands on the slope of the hills. These strips or steps help to prevent the erosion of soil. The soil can also be protected by making soil boundaries around a farmland. These boundaries retain rainwater and prevent soil erosion. Planting of trees around the farm also helps to protect the soil.
Finally, I would like to tell you children, conserve the soil and save the earth.